As a PhD candidate and GTA in Auburn University's English department, my students' awareness of and engagement with civic responsibility and social issues is important to me. I am concerned because I see in my classrooms that many of my students are not aware of social issues facing this nation and our democracy. So for this video contest, I decided to question some graduate students and some undergraduates here at the university to determine if there is a baseline knowledge about these issues and just see what happens. First, let's talk to some graduate students. Please name one significant social question confronting our democracy.
One significant
social question confronting our democracy.
That's a big one. Should we adopt the United Nations? The UN, the Commission on the Independence of Children, on child, I can't remember the term for it, but it's a big deal right now because depending on who the new president puts in the cabinet and in these positions, it might be adopted, which would be something that would override the states and how we kind of deal with our kids.
Just a social issue. I think sustainability is a social issue in terms of how we sustain communities, particularly for me, minority communities, teaching people how to be economically sustainable instead of being more wasteful.
Gay marriage.
Social question. Education is a big one for me.
Now let's see what the undergraduates have to say.
One significant social issue.
Social question. Social problem confronting our democracy.
I don't know.
Anything?
Name one significant social issue confronting our democracy today.
What to do with the social security system?
Significant social issue in our democracy.
Will you read it again?
Gay marriage.
Yeah. This is good. This is kind of a little bit deeper, but I still think the whole racial prejudice is still around. As much as we like to not think it is, it really is. I'm from a different area than down here, and I noticed it when I came down here. One of the first things, in this separate area of Alabama, it's a lot more prevalent, and it's kind of one of those things that it shocked me at first, but now that I've lived here for 2 years, you kind of just accept it, which is kind of the opposite of what you should do and what the democracy is trying to make us do. That's the whole point, is everybody's equal.
First one that comes to mind is the civil union or marriage of gays and lesbians. My cousin's gay, and I've talked to him about it. It's just on my mind because I talked to him about it yesterday. And how, what if they should have the rights or whatever. And he just went through a breakup actually, and it kind of hit him hard that he's lost everything. He doesn't have a job, he doesn't have a house, he's living with his parents, and he's 25.
Now on to the really important question. Now please identify an activity in your life that currently prepares you to address that issue.
An activity in my life that prepares me to
address that issue.
Besides keeping up with news regarding it, something I actually do, prepares me to address that issue. Maybe being being connected to like my family where there are a lot of kids, and often in environments with a lot of different parents and kids and how they respond to their kids.
An activity. Aside from getting married, that's kind of my activity that's preparing me for it, because I'm feeling all that injustice. My fiance and I are very good friends with lesbians who have a kid, and they've been in a committed relationship for longer than I've known my fiance. And we get to get married, and they don't get to get married, and it's something I don't understand. And I'm also part of this, I'm actually part of 2 Facebook groups. One that's for the Don't Ask, Don't Tell, repealing of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which is a very similar strain in homosexuality treatment. And I'm also part of another group that advocates the repealing of Prop 8 in California. So I've been sort of keeping track of what everyone's doing. I haven't gotten to the point where I'm proactive in it yet, but it's something that I am starting to develop a greater anger for. And so I want to get more involved as it starts developing. And if it doesn't become fixed soon, I think I'll probably become more active.
Well, I mean, I was raised in a family of teachers, so that's part of why it's close to my heart, but also, of course, I'm in education, so my training sort of gives me the interest in it, I suppose.
Actually, teaching my 11/20 class is helping me because I'm teaching a sustainability section, so I'm actually doing a lot of research and finding out a lot about the topic for myself, and hopefully getting them to do something about it too.
Name one activity in your life that is preparing you to address this issue.
I think the military kind of helps me with that, because I mean it doesn't matter. Like that is one of the last things you think about is just like the race of somebody. All you care about is like I got your back, you got mine, and let's go in, let's do it. Whatever our mission is, just get it done. And then I mean like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you're fighting with. I mean that's the best part about America. It's the potluck. I mean you never know what you're gonna get. So I have to say, yeah, I mean, like, the military right now, that's really kind of helped me it never bothers me. Just because I trust them because we've all had the same training. We started from the day one together, and, I mean, we got each other, so.
All right.
I would say that an activity that I think prepares you is any kind of job where you're working with different people. One that I've experienced is in working in a restaurant. You get to work with a lot of people and see how it affects their life and how they handle it and how it affects every relationship they encounter. It affects their job. It affects everything.
I'm going to go with college. I don't know.
What about college?
Diversity in college, being around a lot of different kinds of people with different lifestyles than my own.
I'm working right now, and I see how much is being taken out of my paycheck, and I'm wondering why that's going to something that the news media is telling me is not going to exist when I need to draw from it. So
I don't know of an activity that can help me if I don't know what the problem is. So therefore, if I don't know the problem, I can't solve it.
As you can see from this very small sampling of the student population, Auburn University could be doing more to encourage and foster civic and social engagement in its undergraduate population. You'll notice only 2 graduate students directly connected their ideas about social problems and issues confronting our democracy with their academic activities. None of the undergraduates connected social problems and their potential civic engagement with these problems to their academic work. One mentioned college, but she was talking about the different kinds of people you meet here, not the academic work that goes on. And I'm hoping that this video takes one small step toward encouraging the administration to consider this. Thank you for your attention.